Minecraft 1.19 is finally here, and now that I've had the chance to play it, I'm prepared to tell you exactly how this update affects the best game mode ever, SUPERFLAT Survival. There's one thing that everyone else seemed to miss in this update, and it's the thing that I'm most excited about. But before we get into that, let's talk about what you can and can't get. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the Deep Dark, the Warden, and all of the skulky features will not be available in SUPERFLAT Survival. While the ancient cities are technically a structure, they only spawn in the Deep Dark biome, which means we'll never see them in the endless plains of Classic Flat. Now this means that quite a few things are unobtainable, including skulks, skulk catalysts, shriekers, sensors, and skulk veins, the echo shards and the recovery compass, disc fragments in disc 5, no big loss there, the swift sneak enchantment, and reinforced deep slate. Now, obviously you won't see the Warden ever, but for some of you that might be good news. I'm not gonna lie, I breathed a sigh of relief. I'm gonna stick to slaying withers. The other main feature we won't be seeing in SUPERFLAT is frogs. They only spawn in swamp and mangrove swamp biomes. You could grow them from tadpoles, but unfortunately there is no way to obtain the bucket of tadpoles. This also means that the 3 frog lights will not be obtainable either. A cool change would be to give the Wandering Trader the bucket of tadpoles. Believe it or not, this could make all 3 frog lights obtainable. The color of the frog is based on where the tadpoles grow up, and plains is a temperate biome, but the end counts as cold and the nether counts as warm. Now, tadpoles will die if they have no access to water, but with good timing and maybe some regen potions, having a tadpole grow up in the nether is definitely possible. And just for the record, water in a cauldron apparently doesn't count. So that's all the stuff we can't get, but now let's get into the new features and the one thing that everyone else missed. We'll start off small with the chest bow. This is a thing now, and that's cool, I suppose, but not that helpful for SUPERFLAT unless you're playing the Waterworld preset. Next up is mud, and this feature is actually amazing. Mud can be made by using a water bottle on a dirt block. I'm really excited to start using the mud block in my terraforming projects. It's yet another great blending block for going from dark gray to light gray. You can craft the mud into packed mud using wheat. Again, this is gonna be great for terraforming. I can see myself using it in paths and maybe the beachy cliffs like this one behind Salacia. That packed mud can then be made into mud bricks, which look pretty great. In fact, someone in my Discord named Catsmith recently suggested I make a black cat themed blacksmith, and the idea was just too good to pass up. And I honestly think that these mud bricks might look great for the floor. The really cool thing about mud is that it's completely renewable. Even without villages, you can obtain water by killing zombies for iron and making a cauldron, which will eventually fill up with rain. The water bottles you'll need to make the mud can be dropped by witches. And now that dirt is renewable too, basically all of the ingredients you need are accessible. So you could be playing almost any sort of challenge and mud would still be obtainable. Mud can also be turned into clay by placing it on top of dripstone. This means that clay is now fully renewable. This is big news for SUPERFLAT players. Before, terracotta had to be traded for with masons, or you could get clay from the Hero of the Village gifts, but having a new and easy way to obtain clay is a big upgrade. Last but not least, mud can be used to craft muddy mangrove roots, which actually is the perfect segue. Mangrove wood has been introduced into the game, and it's the wood type I've always dreamed of. I remember being so sad when Crimson Wood came out and it wasn't more like this red color. But in order to get it on SUPERFLAT, I'm gonna need a lucky trade from the Wandering Trader. So far, I've been AFKing at my Wandering Trader farm every single night while I sleep for over a week. I've probably gone through at least 25 traders with no luck yet. So we'll come back to the mangrove wood in a bit. Before we talk about the last few new features in 1.19 SUPERFLAT, I should probably explain why we're building this blacksmith building. After I created the terracotta building for all 32 of my mason villagers, I realized it would be really cool to sort of do a themed building for each of the villager profession types. Eventually, we can make a big library that will hold a villager selling every single different enchantment. But I figured we'd start off small with a home for all of our weaponsmith, toolsmith, and armorer villagers. The design for the building was a collaboration with ThunderCrafted. Big shouts out to him, check him out on Instagram, his builds are crazy. This is really good news, because it means all I have to do is copy the design from creative mode. Thank God for that, because this build requires 2 very rare things. First off, I found this amazing black cat banner design online, but it requires the thing banner pattern, which makes the shape of the old Mojang logo. And this banner pattern is crafted with an enchanted golden apple. Gapples can be found in a few different loot chests, but they're pretty rare. Our best bet is gonna be the bastions with a 6.5% chance. Second, we're gonna need a black cat to act as our mascot. Cats spawn in villages, but the black one will only spawn during the full moon. Since there are 11 different cat skins in the game, we're gonna need to have perfect timing and get really lucky. So the first thing I'm gonna do is wait for the full moon. In the meantime, let's talk about the last new feature in SUPERFLAT, the allay. This cute little little guy can be found in pillager outposts.
But Mogswamp, pillager outposts don't spawn on SUPERFLAT.
Wrong. While most people thought the 1.18.2 update was a minor bug fixing update for 1.18, it had some crazy implications for SUPERFLAT. You see, Mojang messed with the way structures work in the game, and in the process, they made it so that strongholds would spawn on both new and existing SUPERFLAT worlds. Not only that, but if your world was generated in 1.17 or earlier at Y level 0, you'd also get additional structures when you updated, including abandoned mine shafts, ruined portals, and crucially, pillager outposts. This means that the allay in SUPERFLAT would be obtainable in 1.19. There was only one issue. You see, strongholds had actually been in SUPERFLAT once before in the past, way back in 1.16.1. In that update, they only generated in new SUPERFLAT worlds. But apparently Mojang saw this as a bug because by 1.16.2 it was already patched out. So when the 1.18.2 update rolled around and introduced all of these new structures into SUPERFLAT, the community kind of understandably assumed it was a bug. And this finally brings me to the one thing about 1.19 that everyone else missed. And that's because it's not an actual change to the game, but a lack of a change. That's right, all of the structures I've mentioned are still working in 1.19. Believe it or not, this is by far my favorite part of the update because of what it means for SUPERFLAT. Instead of these structures being considered a bug, it appears that Mojang has decided they are intentional. So unless Mojang changes their mind, it's looking like as long as you create a SUPERFLAT world in 1.17 or earlier, and update to 1.18.2 or later, you'll have all the fun structures to play with. Now, I was very excited to meet the allay, so a couple weeks ago, we ventured out to capture some for ourselves on a live stream and managed to bring 2 of them back to our tower. The chat named them Leo and Vexter. So you can right-click an allay to give it an item, and they'll follow you and try to bring back matching items in the area. But you can also play a note block to make them drop the items there instead of delivering them to you. I wonder what we can do with this. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas on cool ways to use this in our flat world. Now, allays are great and all, but it's finally full moon, so it's time to go out cat hunting. I'm gonna head southwest because I think that's the area I've explored the least. Yes! 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 Let's go! We did it! Yes, dude! Come here. Oh, we were almost out of time. Come here. Come on. Oh, I think I have particles turned off. Oh, yes, dude! Let's go! Now I just gotta bring this little guy home. Honestly, it shouldn't be too bad because I kind of just do this and he teleports. Wow, I just stumbled upon this old outpost that I had. I wonder if there's anything good. Tons of netherrack. Huh, oh, a bunch of dirt. It's so weird just coming upon this in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of cursed, to be honest. I know we're getting close when I start to see old gravel paths. The heck is going on here? Looks like because I put a bed down, they're all just congregating here, I guess. We're finally back. Hopefully my cat can make it across this water. Come on, kitty. Yes. We did it. We actually did it. Yes, dude. Yes. Oh, that wasn't that bad. Let's go. With our mascot for the building successfully captured, it's time to go to the Nether to hunt for the Gapple. What should we name this cat, by the way? Give me some ideas in the comments and I'll post a poll of the best ones. All right, let's do this. I made sure to put on a gold helmet, so hopefully the piglins don't give me too much trouble. So I've been hunting for a couple hours with no luck, and then I noticed this little chart we looked at specifically says treasure chest here. So I went to the wiki and sure enough, treasure is a special sort of chest only found in the treasure bastions. Luckily, Chunk Base actually tells you what type of bastion it's gonna be in the lower right-hand corner. So now that we know exactly where we need to look, hopefully this will start going a little bit faster. What is happening? What the heck? Yes! Yes, let's go! Yes, finally, dude! Oh, yes, finally, dude! All day, all day. Oh my god. Let's go. Oh, let's get out of here, man. So many close calls. Oh, I can't believe I did it. Well, guys, all in all, it was a pretty good haul. I mean, look at all that loot. We got tons of gold and diamond armor and swords. I don't think I had pig step before. We even got a bunch of ancient debris and netherite, but most importantly, the enchanted golden apple. Let's make this banner pattern. Ah, we did it. Oh, finally we did it. A black cat and the thing banner pattern. Who knew such a little building would be so hard? I went ahead and finished off everything I could on the building except for the roof. I really want to use mangrove wood in the palette, but we're still waiting on the RNG gods to bless us. So I'm gonna go touch grass for a bit, and I would turn down your volume because knowing me, the next clip is gonna get loud. Yes! 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 Oh, finally! Oh, yes. Oh, it's even more beautiful than I ever could have imagined. Now that we've got our mangrove wood, the only thing left to do on this build is finish off the roof. It has been over a month since the last Flatworld episode, so while I build this up, let me just shout out all the new patrons and channel members. Channel members get the same perks as the patron, but it also puts a badge next to your name and gives you access to exclusive emotes and comments and in the chat. Nuke, Cole Jones, Epic Frames, Wolf, Mocro, LVH8MC, Mike, Joseph, White Bread, Bigo, Pink 401k, Wyverntail, Eric Soul, Frioric, Chio, Lexsong, Mocro again, Techhead Fred, Ryan, iChuckBricks, Skylad45687, Capital L, Zap Zero, JG, Omachromium, Nightkicks, and Chris. Thank you all so much. I ran out of copper while doing the roof, so I farmed up a bit more and then placed it in at the end. And now for the finishing touch of this build, a big black cat sign sitting on the roof. I love how this came out, it's so cute. Thanks again to ThunderCrafted for working with me on this build. We're gonna have to finish off the interior on a stream because that's it for this episode. I'm streaming every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, by the way. I hope you guys are enjoying 1.19 so far, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.